Welcome to Project Schedule Management. In this course, we'll talk about 6 processes involved in project schedule management. Project schedule management includes the processes required to manage the timely completion of the project. It includes plan schedule management, define activities, sequence activities, estimate activity duration, develop schedule, and control schedule. To start our work in schedule management, you must complete your work of scope management, where we produce requirement documentation, requirement traceability matrix. We also work on to compile our requirement documentation into comprehensive document, that is scope statement, and then we graphically explain our project from top to down. We decompose our project from top to down, that is called work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure is a graphical representation of your project, and then each and every work package is written in a document called WBS dictionary. Afterwards, what we do, we take work breakdown structure and we further decompose all activities into more smaller, more manageable components where we can assign resources, where we can estimate time, and we can determine budget for the activity. So let's talk about its first process, plan schedule management. But prior to plan schedule management, I will talk about why plan a project. To eliminate or reduce uncertainty. Uncertainty is your unknown risk. To improve efficiency of the operations, to obtain a better understanding of objectives. Objectives are given in which document? Project charter. Project charter contains project objectives, and project is completed or finished or failed because we achieve our objectives or we cannot achieve our objectives, or there is no need to complete the project because objectives are no longer achievable. To provide basis for monitoring and controlling work. 66% of IT projects fail, come in over budget, or run past the original deadline. Every year in USA, $55 billion is wasted on failed IT projects only, and it can impact business, it reduced profitability or inability to fund new projects, and it causes poor customer satisfaction. So why do so many projects fail to meet expectation? Number one thing is lack of understanding of project management tools and an over reliance on the project management software. Like people say, if you if you learn, for example, project software or Primavera software or softwares like that, there's no need to study project management separately. Ask them counter question. Can this software develop project charter for you? Can they identify such softwares identify stakeholders for the project? Who will gather the requirements from the stakeholders? Who will compile requirement traceability matrix? Who can produce a scope statement? Who can work on work breakdown structure? Who can take WBS and further decompose into more manageable components? What if there's a conflict in your team? Who is going to resolve the conflicts among your team members? Software cannot do these all activities. A project manager is a responsible person who manages the project. So you will have to understand all 49 processes involved in project management. Project management software is just a tool which is used to facilitate your project management work, like accountant use calculators. That's it. So a lack of understanding of project management tools and an over reliance on project management software. Second, communication problems. According to PMBOK, a project manager spends 90% of his time in communication only, because he communicates with the project sponsor. He communicates with the project stakeholders. He communicates with the project team members, project customers, and failure to adequately adjust to changes that occur during the course of the project. Obviously, when you will fall in executing process group, changes will come. I believe in very first day of the project, what we see, that is change. And since there are two type of changes, pitching a change and catching a change. Pitching a change is generated by the project team and catching a change comes from the project stakeholders. And it's a responsibility of a project manager. If changes occur, he will not facilitate changes directly. Rather, he will listen, he will compile the change and find the impacts on the change. If you are going to make some changes in scope, obviously it will affect time, cost, quality, and budget, everything. So, why do so many projects fail to meet expectation? A lack of understanding in project management. Communication problems. We do not communicate. Mostly conflicts occur because of communication. So we must communicate accordingly. And failure to manage changes on time. These are the three basic things you must learn in this course. What are the important tips? If you fail to plan, you will fail to do. In planning process group, what we do? We develop project management plan first. And all subsidiary documents are scope management plan, whereas project management plan contains scope management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communication management plan, risk management plan, procurement, and obviously stakeholders. So we develop management plans in advance in project planning. Then we talk about gathering requirements from the stakeholders based on the stakeholder register. So we identify our requirements in detail. Based on the requirement documentation, next step is to develop requirement traceability matrix document where we correlate our project objectives which are given in a project charter associates with the project requirement. If anything misses, if anything is ambiguous requirement, for example, you do your work to achieve your objectives. If any requirement received from the project stakeholder does not meet with any project objectives given in a project charter, simply what we do, we eliminate that requirement. So we gather requirements from the stakeholders through different tool and techniques like brainstorming and interviews and facilitated workshops and observations. Since we have so many tool and techniques, we apply, we produce requirement documentation, and each and every requirement we correlate it with the project objectives. So all these two requirements are part of requirement process. Next step is we take our requirement documentation, we try to summarize our work in project scope statement, and project scope statement contains what is excluded from the project, because later on in executing process group you have so many team members and project stakeholders will approach you to make changes in it. So obviously it's your responsibility to manage such thing. Next step is you take a scope statement and you further graphically explain your project, and that is called to work on work breakdown structure. And based on the work breakdown structure, we produce WBS dictionary. Then in planning process group, we work on defined activities, we sequence them, we find the suitable resources for the project. Then we develop network diagram and we develop schedule as well. Based on these activities, since we have identified resources for the activities, we know how long it will take, different activities I am talking about. So we work on estimate cost and we determine budget. We prepare aggregate budget of the project, complete budget of the project based on the quality and risk and procurement work, everything. So in planning process group we do each and everything just I mentioned right now. Then in executing process group we do basically produce deliverables for the project. So I'm talking about planning. So if you fail to plan, you will fail to do. Like just I mentioned my activities. If you do not perform these activities and if you do not produce these documents in planning process group, obviously you will fail to do in executing process group as well. So number one point is, if you fail to plan, you will fail to do. Number second is, proper planning prevents poor performance. If your planning is accurate, your executing will be up to the mark. But if you don't plan, if something missing, if your requirement is missing in the project planning, later on if you identify those stakeholders coming up with the request to make changes in the project, obviously that will affect your project, that will affect the quality of the project. Obviously your project deadlines will be extended and it will cost you more. So proper planning prevents poor performance. Don't over plan and don't under plan. Demand of the project. Output of planning is project plan. Document, distribute and maintain the plan. So these are very important tips to remember as far as planning is concerned. So I'm going to talk about in this course about these 6 processes. Since we are studying project schedule management, so our first process is plan schedule management, which is a part of schedule management, project management plan. Next activity is define activities, which takes scope baseline, and here we further decompose our work packages into more manageable, more smaller components called activities. Next step is to sequence activities. What we do, since we have identified dozens and hundreds and thousands of activities, so our next step is to sequence our activities. Obviously on very first day you cannot start all the activities, so activity number A will finish, then activity B will start. When activity B will be finished, we can start activity C, D and E in parallel. So sequence activities comes right after define activities process. Next step is to find the resources for your activities, and that is done in chapter number 9 of resource management. Once you finish that work, you come back to this process called estimate activity duration, where we find the resources. Since for activity A, for instance, you have identified three resources. So you have identified 3 resources. So now you can estimate that this activity will take 3 days to complete or 4 days to complete. Next step is we prepare calendar based schedule, that is done in schedule management, develop schedule. And in executing, in monitoring and controlling process group, we work on control schedule. So I am going to talk about these 6 processes in this entire course: plan schedule management, define activities, sequence activities, estimate activity duration, develop schedule and control schedule. So what are the key concepts for project schedule management? Project scheduling provides a detailed plan that represents how and when the project will deliver the products, services and results defined in the project schedule scope, and serves as a tool for communication, managing stakeholders expectations and as a basis for performance reporting. The project management team selects a scheduling method such as critical path or an agile approach. Then we will talk about these things in detail in upcoming lectures. Then the project specific data such as activities, planned dates, durations, resources, dependencies and constraints are entered into scheduling tools to create a schedule method model for the project. Tailoring consideration like prerequisites. Because each project is unique, the project manager may need to tailor the way project schedule management processes are applied. Consideration for tailoring include but are not limited to life cycle approach, like what is the most appropriate life cycle approach that follow allows for a more detailed schedule. Since you have predictive approach, since you have agile approach, since you have iterative approach, since you have incremental approach, since you have hybrid methods. So we what we do in the beginning of the project phase, we divide our large project into project phases, and we obviously adopt life cycle approach. For instance, you want to go with waterfall methods, so life cycle approach. Next thing is resource availability. You have resources available, but either such resources are good enough to do that work. So what are the factors influencing duration, such as the correlation between available resources and their productivity? Like project dimensions, how will the presence of the project complexity, technological uncertainty, product novelty, pace, or progress tracking, such as earned value, percentage complete, red, yellow, green stoplight indicators impact the desired level of controls. And technology support obviously is important. Is technology used to develop, record, and transmit, receive, and store project schedule management information, and is it readily accessible? So let's talk about plan schedule management, which is the first official process of project schedule management. Each and every process in project management, PMBOK, we have 49 processes, right? So all processes are subdivided into three parts: inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. Inputs are that you want to work on schedule management. So what documents are needed prior to start your work on plan schedule management? So you need project charter, you need project management plan, you need enterprise environmental factors, you need organizational process assets. In tools and techniques, you need expert judgment, you need data analysis, and meetings. These three skills you can apply to to compile your schedule management plan document. These are your tools and techniques. Tools and techniques are your skill, your knowledge which you will apply to do that work. And in output schedule management plan, we produce this standalone document. So let's talk about inputs. The schedule management plan is part of project management plan. It specifies how the project schedule will be developed, monitored, and controlled. Planning how to manage the schedule can include at least who will be involved, what approach will we take to plan the schedule for the project, what organizational processes and procedures will I use to create the schedule, and how will I effectively manage and control the project to schedule baseline and manage schedule variances. It answers the following question: schedule management plan. How will I measure schedule performance during the project? Will I measure once a month or once a week? What calculations will I use? What data will I collect? The schedule management plan can be formal and informal, but it is part of project management plan. It helps make the schedule estimates process faster. So let's talk about inputs. You need project charter. We have talked about in detail about project charter, that it contains project objectives. Number one thing, it contains project description. It contains project justification, that is called business case. Why we cannot live without this project? Why this project is so much important for our project that if we fail this project, we will fail our entire we will face serious issues in the company's growth. So that is called business justification. It contains objectives. It contains high level requirements. It contains list of high level stakeholders. It contains the deadline. It contains milestone list. It contains pre-assigned team members for a project manager, and obviously project manager power. It contains budget. So project charter can be very complex and very long. So project charter contains everything you need to start your project. If you do not get your project charter, you cannot start your work. So project charter is the first official document. Always remember. Since you are working on project schedule management, so you need project charter. Next thing is you need project management plan, and in project management plan you need scope baseline. What is a scope baseline? A scope baseline contains three documents. Number one, project scope statement. It contains work breakdown structure. It contains work breakdown structure dictionary. So it contains these three documents, very important documents, because you are going to decompose your work packages into more manageable, more smaller components. So you need these three documents, and these documents are contained in a project management plan. And obviously you need development approach, whether you are using predictive approach, adaptive, agile, what kind of approach you are using. And enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets are the common inputs to all processes. Schedule management plan tools and techniques. First common tool and technique is expert judgment. You will see this expert judgment tool and technique along with meetings. These two tools and techniques are the common tools and techniques in almost all processes of project management. Since we have 49 processes, so you will see this expert judgment. What is expert judgment? If you cannot do something directly, take valuable advice from individuals or groups with specialized knowledge or training in previous similar projects. So we can use expert judgment to get things done. We can use data analysis technique as well. A data analysis technique that can be used for this process includes, but is not limited to, alternatives analysis. Alternative analysis can include determining which schedule methodology to use or how to combine various methods on the project. It can also include determining how detailed the schedule needs to be, the duration of waves of rolling wave planning, and how often it should be reviewed and updated. An appropriate balance between the level of detail needed to manage the schedule and the amount of time it takes to keep it up to date needs to be reached for each project. Next tool and technique is meetings. Meetings are the common tools and techniques in project management. Project team members hold meetings to develop schedule management plan. Participant may include but not limited to, always remember, project sponsor, project manager, key stakeholders, customers, project team, and anyone who will be involved in project schedule management or you believe to call him or her to attend or participate in a meeting for anything related to schedule management plan. So output is schedule management plan, which you can see on your screen. Schedule methodology, schedule tools it contains number of processes. Always remember, you have 6 processes in project schedule management. It's not necessary to use all of them. It contains dozens of tools and techniques. Are you going to all of them are you going to use all of them? No, the answer is no. So obviously in this document, in schedule management, we provide tools and techniques which you are going to use for this process, along with schedule reporting and formats. What will be the level of accuracy, for instance? What are the units of measures? Whether you will estimate your activities in days, hours, weeks, years. How? scheduling tools, scheduling methodologies like critical chain, critical path method, anything. So we put these values, these data in this document, and this document is called schedule management plan. So schedule management plan is a component of project management plans, always remember. So we produce in output, we produce a schedule management plan, and that is the only document in plan schedule management. Do not forget, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Thank you.